Hey, beautiful Gemini souls. I had to come to you today because the energy around this particular situation has been absolutely intense. And I know so many of you are living this exact scenario right now. The person who walked away, who chose someone else, who left you questioning everything. They are having some serious realizations, and the cards are telling such a complex story about what is happening behind the scenes. So I sat down with my deck this morning, and honestly, I was not prepared for what came through. The energy is heavy, but there is also this sense of awakening, of someone finally seeing clearly after being in this fog of confusion and poor choices. Let me share what the universe showed me, because I think you need to hear this. The first card that came through was the Four of Swords, and this immediately told me that this person has been in a period of forced rest, forced reflection. This is not someone who is out there living their best life with their new person. This is someone who has had to really sit with themselves and confront some uncomfortable truths. The Four of Swords speaks to mental exhaustion, to needing time to process and heal, but it also represents the calm before a major realization hits. What I found fascinating is that this card appeared in the position of their current mental state, and it tells me that they have been feeling mentally drained by their choice. The excitement of the new connection has worn off, and now they are left with this quiet space where their thoughts keep returning to you. They are not actively pursuing or celebrating their decision anymore. Instead, they are in this contemplative space where doubt is creeping in. The Four of Swords also suggests that they needed this time away to actually understand what they had with you. Sometimes we do not appreciate what we have until we experience its absence. This person is experiencing that absence now, and it is not sitting well with them. They are realizing that the grass is not actually greener, that what they thought would fulfill them is leaving them feeling empty and restless. Moving deeper into their emotional journey, I pulled the Page of Cups, and this card hit me like a wave because it represents emotional renewal and the beginning of understanding feelings on a deeper level. This is someone who is emotionally maturing through this experience. The Page of Cups suggests they are like a student in the school of emotions right now, learning lessons they never expected to learn. This card tells me that they are beginning to see love and relationships from a completely different perspective. When they were with you, they might have taken the emotional connection for granted or not fully understood its value. Now, with this new person, they are realizing what real emotional intimacy actually looks like and feels like, and they are discovering that what they have now feels shallow in comparison. The Page of Cups also represents messages about feelings, and I sense that this person is receiving intuitive hits about their true feelings for you. Their heart is trying to communicate with them, sending them dreams, memories, sudden emotional waves that remind them of what you shared together. They are becoming emotionally aware in a way they never were before. What makes this even more interesting is that this card appeared when I asked about their emotional awakening process. The Page of Cups suggests they are not just missing you, they are actually understanding love differently now. They are growing emotionally through this experience of loss and realizing that emotional depth and compatibility cannot be replaced by surface attraction or novelty. Then I drew the Eight of Pentacles, and this card completely shifted the energy because it speaks to dedication, mastery, and the slow, methodical work of building something valuable. This tells me that they are now understanding what it takes to build a real relationship, the daily work and commitment that goes into creating something lasting. The Eight of Pentacles suggests they are looking at their current situation and realizing it lacks the foundation that you two had. With you, there was this natural flow, this ease of building something together. With this new person, they are discovering that they have to work much harder to create even a fraction of the connection they had with you, and it is exhausting them. This card also speaks to their growing awareness of the craftsmanship required in love. They are realizing that what you built together was not just luck or coincidence. It was the result of two people who naturally understood how to create something beautiful together. They are trying to recreate that magic with someone else, and discovering it cannot be manufactured or forced. The Eight of Pentacles in this context tells me they are putting in effort but feeling frustrated by the lack of natural synergy. Every conversation feels like work. Every moment together requires conscious effort to maintain connection. They are beginning to understand that what you shared was rare and special because it flowed naturally. As I continued the reading, I pulled the Two of Swords, and this card made perfect sense because it represents being torn between two choices: mental conflict and the inability to see a situation clearly. This person is absolutely caught in mental anguish right now. They know they made a choice, they committed to a path, but their mind keeps going back to you and questioning everything. The Two of Swords suggests they are trying to convince themselves that they made the right decision while simultaneously knowing in their heart that something feels wrong. They are mentally blocked, unable to see their way forward clearly because part of them is still emotionally invested in what they had with you. This card also indicates that they have been trying to ignore their intuition about this situation. The blindfold in the Two of Swords represents willful blindness, choosing not to see what is obvious. They have been trying to push down their doubts and regrets, but those feelings are becoming impossible to ignore. What struck me about this card is that it appeared when I asked about their decision-making process moving forward. The Two of Swords tells me they are paralyzed by indecision. They cannot fully commit to their current path because their heart is not in it, but they also feel trapped by the choice they already made. They are stuck in this mental prison of their own creating. The next card that came through was the Knight of Cups, and this energy shift was dramatic because this card represents emotional pursuit, romantic gestures, and following the heart. This tells me that their emotional awakening is moving them toward action. The Knight of Cups suggests that once they work through their mental confusion, they are likely to make some kind of romantic gesture or reach out to you. This card speaks to someone who is being driven by their emotions and is ready to take risks for love. The Knight of Cups is impulsive, passionate, and willing to pursue what their heart desires regardless of practical concerns. This person is moving from the contemplative energy of the Four of Swords through the emotional learning of the Page of Cups into this more active, pursuit-oriented energy. What I find significant is that the Knight of Cups represents someone who has learned to trust their emotional instincts. This suggests that through this experience of being with someone else, they have actually developed a stronger sense of what their heart truly wants. They are not just missing you out of loneliness or convenience, they are recognizing you as their true emotional match. The Knight of Cups also suggests they may attempt to sweep you off your feet to prove through grand gestures that they have changed and grown. This card warns that they might approach you with intensity and romantic drama, trying to recreate the spark and convince you to give them another chance. Then I pulled the Nine of Pentacles, and this card completely surprised me because it represents independence, self-sufficiency, and personal achievement. But in this context, it tells me that their experience with this other person is actually teaching them about their own worth and what they truly deserve in a relationship. The Nine of Pentacles suggests that they are developing a stronger sense of self through this difficult experience. They are realizing that they deserve better than what they currently have, and more importantly, they are understanding what they actually had with you in terms of quality and compatibility. This card also speaks to their growing appreciation for the finer things in relationships, not material luxury, but the luxury of genuine understanding, natural chemistry, and effortless connection. The Nine of Pentacles represents refined taste, and they are developing refined taste in love through experiencing what lacks refinement. What makes this card particularly powerful in this reading is that it suggests they are not coming back to you from a place of desperation or neediness. Instead, they are approaching this realization from a place of greater self-awareness and appreciation for quality connection. They are learning to value substance over superficial attraction. The Seven of Wands appeared next, and this card speaks to defending a position, fighting for what you believe in, but also feeling overwhelmed by opposition. In this context, it tells me that this person is facing pressure from their current situation. Whether it is internal pressure from their own doubts or external pressure from trying to make an incompatible relationship work, they are feeling embattled. The Seven of Wands suggests they are having to constantly defend their choice to be with this new person, both to themselves and possibly to others. This card indicates that their relationship is not flowing naturally and requires constant effort to maintain. They are always having to prove to themselves that they made the right choice. This card also represents the exhaustion that comes from fighting uphill battles. They are tired of working so hard for so little emotional reward. The Seven of Wands tells me that they are beginning to question why love has to be such a struggle when they remember it being so natural and easy with you. What struck me about this card is the defensive posture it represents. This person is not confidently enjoying their new relationship. They are defending it, which suggests they know on some level that it is not quite right. The Seven of Wands indicates they are fighting against their own better judgment. I then drew the Ace of Cups, and the energy completely shifted because this card represents new emotional beginnings, the offer of love, and emotional clarity. This tells me that their realization about their mistake is opening their heart to the possibility of genuine love again. The Ace of Cups suggests they are experiencing emotional renewal and a fresh perspective on what love can be. This card is particularly powerful because it represents the pure potential for emotional connection. After going through the confusion and struggle represented by the previous cards, the Ace of Cups suggests they are reaching a place of emotional clarity where they can see and appreciate true love when it is offered. The Ace of Cups also speaks to their readiness to receive and give love authentically. Their experience with this other person has actually prepared them to be more emotionally available and appreciative when real love presents itself. They are not taking emotional connection for granted anymore. What makes this card significant is that it often represents new beginnings in existing relationships. The Ace of Cups suggests that if they were to reconnect with you, it would not be a return to the old dynamic, but rather the beginning of something deeper and more conscious. The final card that came through was the Three of Pentacles, and this card speaks to collaboration, teamwork, and building something together with skill and mutual respect. This tells me that they now understand what they lost when they left you. Not just a romantic partner, but a true collaborator in life. The Three of Pentacles represents the recognition that the best relationships are partnerships, where both people contribute their unique skills and talents to create something beautiful together. They are realizing that what they had with you was this kind of collaborative magic, and what they have now feels one-sided or unbalanced. This card also suggests they are beginning to see relationships as requiring teamwork rather than just passion or attraction. The Three of Pentacles indicates they have matured in their understanding of what makes partnerships successful and lasting. What I love about this card as the final message is that it suggests hope for rebuilding. The Three of Pentacles represents the foundation work necessary to create something stable and beautiful. If this person were to approach you again, this card suggests they would come with a much better understanding of how to be a true partner. Now, let me tell you what I am sensing about your energy in all of this, beautiful Gemini, because your cards matter too. I feel like you have been in your own process of growth and self-discovery during this time apart. You have not been sitting around waiting or pining away. You have been building your own sense of self-worth and independence. The energy I am picking up around you suggests that you are in a much stronger position now than when they first left. You have done the inner work, you have reconnected with your own value, and you are not the same person they left behind. This is important because it means that any reconnection would happen between two people who have both grown and changed. I also sense that you have been receiving your own intuitive messages about this situation. Your Gemini intuition has probably been picking up on their energy shifts and internal struggle. You might have been having dreams about them, or sudden thoughts that pop into your head. Trust those intuitive hits because they are reflecting real energetic changes happening on their end. What I want you to understand is that their realization is not just about missing you or being lonely. According to the cards, they are having a genuine awakening about the nature of love and partnership. They are not just comparing their current situation to you and finding it lacking. They are actually learning what real compatibility and connection mean through experiencing its absence. The cards suggest that if they do reach out, it will not be with the same energy they had before. The person who left you was operating from a different level of consciousness than the person who is realizing their mistake now. They have been through their own journey of growth and awakening. However, and this is important, Gemini, the cards also remind you that you are not obligated to receive their realization or give them another chance. You have grown too, and your standards have evolved. Any reconnection would need to honor the person you have become during this time apart. The overall message from the cards is that this person is going through a genuine process of awakening and regret about their choice. They are not just casually missing you or feeling nostalgic. They are having a deep realization about what constitutes real love and partnership, and they are understanding that what they had with you was rare and valuable. Their current relationship is serving as a mirror, showing them everything that was natural and easy with you. They are learning through contrast, and that learning is leading them to a much deeper appreciation for the connection you shared. The cards suggest that their realization is still unfolding, and they are likely still processing these insights. The energy indicates that some kind of communication or gesture is probable, but the timing is not clear. What is clear is that when they do act on these realizations, it will come from a much more mature and appreciative place than before. For you, beautiful Gemini, the message is to trust your own growth and evolution. You are not the same person they left, and any decision you make about reconnecting should honor the wisdom and strength you have gained during this time apart. You deserve someone who recognizes your value without having to lose you first to understand it. The cards are showing me that this situation, as painful as it has been, is serving both of you by creating the space for individual growth and deeper understanding of what real partnership looks like. Whether that leads to reconnection or simply to both of you being better partners in future relationships, the growth is valuable and necessary. Remember that your Gemini nature gives you the gift of seeing situations from multiple perspectives. Use that gift to see this person's realization clearly, not through the lens of old hurt or hope, but through the clarity of your evolved understanding. You have the wisdom now to make choices that truly serve your highest good. Trust your intuition, honor your growth, and know that whatever unfolds, you are exactly where you need to be in your own journey of understanding love and partnership.